us. Our flesh never is right. And so we will find ourselves depressed in that sense, down, going through. And so the Lord is dealing with us now, is where I was talking to you on Thursday night in reference to joy. How joy is very prevalent in our lives right now. We need joy. We need the joy of the Lord.
Yes.
However, the knowledge of Christ is where we need to live from out of.
Yeah.
We need to understand that the mind of Christ must be a reality for us today. When we go through the things that we go through, we have to make sure that we are subject to the Spirit of Christ. We must begin to understand the foundation of faith. Faith is something that we must live from out of. The things that we face in our lives, faith must be present in our lives. Amen. It is very important because we understand that is a trust factor where we have literally limited ourselves based off of whatever we have experienced in our lives. So it's very important that the quality of faith must be evident, and it must be the foundation. Also, we must understand, in order for us to be able to experience the manifestation of God, we must understand that this thing must be the foundation in order for virtue to take place. So we strive in excellence. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to at least look good going through what you're going through. Turn to somebody else and say, you must at least look good going through what you're going through. You know, some folk, you know, they go, you can see the heaviness over them. Amen. They done stopped doing what was normal, what was common. Brush your teeth, wash your tail, do the things that you know that is common. Some people will still, it would weigh on them. They will not begin to walk in the areas to where it won't affect them from moving to do the things that God has called them to do. In other words, I'm going to still go to church, I'm going to still pray, I'm going to still feed my children, I'm going to still go to work, I'm going to still do the things that God has called for me and is calling for me to do. And so we must understand, regardless of the situation, that we must understand there is groundwork, and we must understand that the knowledge of Christ must be evident. One of the things that is very important that we will fail to do sometimes is to have some type of self-control and discipline. We are not disciplined in certain areas. Sometimes we can't tolerate foolishness. And without toleration, we don't have patience to wait in order to persevere and endure. Amen. In other words, we get to a point in our salvation to where we know the Word of God. We know Scripture. We know it like the back of our hands. But when we're going through, it's almost like you can see it manifest. You can see certain things before it happens. And when it happens, you get frustrated. And you get turned up, you get messed up, you get frustrated about what was going on. And so what happens is we lose our passion for the things of God. We lose our strive towards excellence and moving into where God has called for us to do. And so we have not mastered the areas where we know we need patience in. In other words, you were still impatient a year ago. You were still impatient 5 years ago. You still was impatient 10 years ago. And so God is trying to do a level of patience within us because we need this patience in this next run. You cannot carry what you've been carrying, amen, when it comes down to where God is about to take you. I see within the next 2 weeks, in the upcoming weeks, that God is going to be doing some things very profound and very powerful. But He needs for us to have a better perspective of our walk and a better perspective of where we're going. The fact of the matter is, I know that I'm going somewhere. If you're asking me details, I may not give you the details. I just know that this hope that God has rested upon me, amen, it is causing me to stay put and to begin to have patience and to move when He say move. Amen. It is very important to understand that perseverance is very vital. Amen. Self-control is very evident. We need that in order for us to begin to, amen, distribute patience and be able to exemplify patience. Meaning that the root word for it is steadfastness. A lot of people are not steadfast.
Yeah.
We're movable when it comes down to it. Our minds is not at the place where it's supposed to be. And so what happens right here, we find ourselves not even relating to self-control. It's not even relatable no more because of what we have experienced. You've been hurt, so you don't even have self-control. We can't even control our emotions because of how hurt we was. We can't even control our emotions when it comes down to certain things. And so God is saying, I need for you, and because you know when God really deals with you, when no one else is looking, when he deals with that heart, when everything is off, TV off, everything off, when you by yourself, and when God deals with you, he really deals with you, and he speaks to you and say, you're not handling this right. You're not handling that right. God teaches us. He is more teachable. He is teaching us more strongly now than he has ever did. For some folk that said they don't hear God and they're waiting for a prophecy, what you waiting for a prophecy for when God always speaking to you?
I know that's right.
We've been waiting for God to speak on particular situations where he's been speaking the whole time. We're waiting for someone else to prophesy to appease our flesh. When God is dealing with us concerning our inner man. Amen. It's hard dealing with you. It's hard dealing with you alone because you are dealing with things. God don't ever expose things to you or the bad stuff just for nothing. He shows you when it's not complete, not for you to get depressed. He showed you when it's not complete so that he can complete you. I know it's hard dealing with you because you are tired of your own self. I know you're tired of dealing with your depressive self. I know it's tired for you to see yourself not being patient. I know it's time for you whenever a situation come along, you can't handle it. I know it's tiring every time you come in contact with that Negro. You can't stand. Amen. You still got that same old feeling going on the inside of you. God is dealing with you because of this platform that you're about to walk into, and you can't carry none of what you used to. Amen. I don't care how long you've been in this walk, and I don't care how long you've been striving because you think you know God like that. God is trying to pull away and strip you from your flesh.
Amen.
Period. Don't gotta be deep. Don't gotta be all that in the bag of chips. Don't gotta wear no robes. And don't gotta sit there and speak in a whole bunch of tongues. But you know God is dealing with you.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's what's wrong. Some folk, when you go to churches, everybody act like they got it deep. They so deep, they're like they're God's right hand man. Amen. And they can't even do anything right. But they judge you though. They judge you when they're not living nothing. Amen. That's what's wrong. And so what happens is you got to begin to see God and let God deal with you in such a powerful way. I'm talking about what you by yourself. Amen. Listen to what he's saying.
Yes.
He is speaking to you every day. When you wake up, he even give you a showcase on what you know you need to do. The fact of the matter is we don't even carry out the things in which he is calling us to do. Amen. Even when we go to work, God is trying to show us what we need to do when we get to work.
Yes,
but we don't listen. God tells us when he'll show us what we do with our families. We don't do it. Huh? He showed what we do to ourselves. We don't do it. Amen. We constantly come to church because we're trying to get the affirmation and confirmation. But the confirmation has always been there. We keep fighting for a physical or a type of retribution from the Spirit when God has already dealt with us in the inner man. You see, our inner man has to begin to get more, amen, to a place to where it is pleasing to his sight, not to pleasing to our sight. We're looking at what we think holiness is, and we always disappointed. You're like, God, I can never please you. God, I'm a wretch undone. God, I don't feel like I'm holy today. God, I'm not there. God, I'm not doing this right. And God says, son, if you just listen, daughter, if you just begin to listen to me and let me deal with you and let me show you, amen, what is acceptable, and you'll begin to be built up in the places where you are most weak or when you are most, amen, lack of success or having success in.